Good day. Here are the stories for the Manila Times for Saturday, September 25, 2021. Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Domagoso on Friday reassured his supporters he will not accept the vice presidential slot in a united opposition ticket. Domagoso has been nominated by the Reform Party as its standard-bearer for next year's elections. Domagoso also vowed to stick it out with his running mate Dr. Willie Ong, dousing speculation that Ong will eventually be replaced by Senator Mary Grace Poe. The mayor said talks will continue with people who want reconciliation, including those from the Duterte administration, saying he listens to everyone. He said if he is elected president and President Rodrigo Duterte wins as vice president, he will offer Duterte a cabinet post out of respect for the position. Duterte has accepted the nomination of the ruling Partido Demokratiko Pilipino Lakas ng Bayan to be its vice presidential bet. Manila Vice Mayor Maria Sheila Honey Lacuna Pangan, meanwhile, has confirmed she will run for mayor with 3rd District Representative Yul Servo as her running mate. Lacuna vowed to continue what she and Domagoso have started, particularly projects that will provide livelihood and job opportunities to Manileños and address the problems brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. A top executive of Pharmaly Pharmaceuticals Corporation on Friday admitted before the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee to altering the expiration dates on the face shields delivered by the firm to the Department of Health. Summoned to the Blue Ribbon inquiry, Pharmaly's head of regulatory affairs, Crizel Grace Mago, testified that the tampering was made on instructions from Mohit Dargani, the company's corporate treasurer and secretary. Dargani denied Mago's allegation. Earlier in the hearing, Senator Ana Teresia Risa Ontiveros presented a video showing what she described as a Pharmaly employee confessing that he and several others were told to change the expiry year on the certificates of the face shields from 2020 to 2021. The Kilusang Bagong Lipunan has named former Senator Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. as its presidential bet for the 2022 elections. The KBL is the party founded by Marcos's father, the late President Ferdinand Marcos. The younger Marcos's nomination was formalized during an event organized by lawyer Larry Gadon at the Thunderbird Resorts and Casino in Binangonan, Rizal, and attended by some 200 party members and Marcos loyalists. In a video message, Marcos thanked the KBL and his supporters for their trust and confidence, but said he cannot give a final response because he is still deciding what national position he will vie for. The Commission on Elections will decide next week if it will give in to the clamor in Congress to extend voter registration beyond September 30. COMELEC spokesman James Jimenez said on Friday, COMELEC chairman Sherif Abbas has called the Management Committee or MANCOM to a meeting next week to address the issue. The decision of the COMELEC en banc will be based on the MANCOM's recommendations, Jimenez said. Among the topics up for discussion is the logistics of getting the extension done and how long the extension will be. The Commission en banc will have to make a decision by September 29, Jimenez said. The biggest logistical problem if voter registration is extended is its impact on the filing of certificates of candidacy on October 1 to 8. A drop in the number of cases in the country should not be immediately pinned down on current COVID-19 interventions, but on decreased testing output in COVID laboratories, according to the Department of Health. The statement comes amid the continued case decline in the National Capital Region and surrounding areas that make up the NCR+, which is now on a slower trajectory than previous trends. According to Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere, testing output has plunged by 5.3% during the week of September 15 to 21, as compared to the previous week of September 8 to 14, with a 7-day moving average of 77,033 tests conducted. The positivity rate also declined to 25.5% from the 27.5% during that period. Regional positivity rates have dipped as well, owing to fewer tests conducted, with the NCR having only tested more than 258,000 samples during that week, as opposed to 287,548 samples the previous week, equivalent to a 10.3% reduction. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, or the PAG-ASA, is closely monitoring a severe tropical storm with the international name of Mindulye, as it is still outside the Philippine area of responsibility. In an advisory, PAG-ASA said the weather disturbance would be named Lani once it enters the Philippine area of responsibility, either on Sunday or Monday. The Weather Bureau said the center of the severe tropical storm was estimated at 1,905 kilometers east of southern Luzon. packing maximum sustained winds of 95 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness up to 115 kilometers per hour, the storm is moving west-northwestward at 20 kilometers per hour, it said. The weather disturbance is forecast to remain far from the Philippine archipelago, according to the state-run weather agency. The government has allowed teenagers and senior citizens to go out as it eases its guidelines in the pilot implementation of Alert Level 4 in the National Capital Region effective October 1, Malacanang said on Friday. Pala spokesman Harry Roque Jr. said the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases has approved some amendments to its guidelines, which would take effect starting October 1 should NCR remain under Alert Level 4. Roque, who is also the spokesman for the IATF, said those above 65 and those below 18 are now allowed to go outdoors to exercise, but they will be limited to their general area of residence. Topping business, the country's balance of payments surplus hit a 4-month high of $1.04 billion in August, according to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas data. Released on Friday, the figure was substantially greater than the $657 million surplus in August of 2020 and the $642 million surplus in July. It was also the largest since April of this year, when the payments position was in surplus by $2.61 billion. The payments balance is a record of all trade and financial transactions made between entities in one country and the rest of the world in a given period. A shortfall occurs when the country imports more goods, services, and capital than it exports. A surplus when it exports more than it imports. In sports, Filipino gymnast Carlos Yulo bagged 2 medals at the 2021 All-Japan Senior and Masters Gymnastics Championships on Thursday in Japan. Yulo seized a gold medal in the floor exercise event with a score of 15.3 and a bronze medal in the vault event with a score of 15. Yulo's Japanese coach Munehiro Kugimiya shared Yulo's triumph on social media with a caption of "Revenge the Tokyo," alluding to Yulo's subpar performance at the Tokyo Olympics. Antonio Contreras and Dian Macabenta are today's front-page columnists. Contreras discusses historical revisionism, while Macabenta asks if the United Nations claims to climate truth are impossible. Today's editorial zeroes in on the encouraging outlook for the Philippines' economic recovery. Read a full version on the paper's opinion section or listen to the Voice of the Times. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and keep up with the Times. On behalf of the Manila Times, this is Arik John Siku reporting. Have a safe weekend ahead.